Cabinet secretaries on the bench with Jeff Koinange.
That's right. Buenos dias. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you, Jeff.
The president admitted the other day during a gala dinner with the Finnish president, he said no more abductions, which means there had been abductions going on.
Yes.
Tell us, explain.
Well, actually, the real technical word to be used for is missing persons, because usually it is in the first instance of reporting, nobody goes and says, you know, so-and-so has been abducted, because abduction is when you now find the person who is culpable. It's like when you find somebody dead, you say somebody has been killed, but you will only establish by law whether it's murder or manslaughter once the court process has been, once you go through the court process. So the president could not have lie to the public, because the truth is that there are reports of missing persons. And as a matter of fact, they have been, in the last 7 years, there have been about 700 missing persons reported. Last year alone, there was about 123 people reported as missing. This year, about 13 people are reported as missing. Now, it's only investigations that will reveal whether somebody had been, it is abduction, or it is a case of somebody running away from the country. For example, I was in Parliament the other day to answer cases of persons who are trafficked out of the country, and they would be within the column of missing persons until investigations are done. So by President saying he has given directive to the security agencies that he does not want to hear cases of abductions. It is true, because then there were reported cases of abductions where citizens, especially late last year, early this year, recorded statements that they had been abducted, and about 5 or so young people came out to say that they were abducted, confined in some place, and then finally released. So that is the case that the president was referring to, that he had told the security agencies that he does not want to see something of that sort.
In the riots last June 25th, Gen Z riots or demonstrations, do we know how many were abducted? Do you have numbers?
No, we do not have, we couldn't say really that abducted, but even cases of missing persons that are particularly related to just the protest are not conclusive. But we know that there are cases of people who are still searching their loved ones, some attributed to the agency, some others is generally within that period of time, within the statistics of 123 people who are missing. As to which ones were targeted specifically by certain people because of their political stance or because of what they were doing, we do not have specific statistics that this is the person being targeted, because that statistic will only be conclusive and moved away from the missing person statistics when you are clear that this one is related to a case of being abducted by either, you know, some criminals, or in the cases where there has been allegation, even if it is a security officer who has gone rogue, then that would have been recorded once investigations can reveal.
A year later, we're almost at June 25th. It's next month.
Yes.
It'll be the first anniversary.
Yeah.
And parents are still saying, where are our children?
I have seen very painful stories, including the ones that are reported. I personally witnessed the case of Brian Odhiambo in Nakuru. So, and I met the mother, and I really, when we had a conversation about 20 to 30 minutes, and you can feel the pain of a parent when they are unable to see their loved one or meet their loved one. So it's something that I personally take seriously. As a parent, it even pains me. And I have had this conversation to our security agencies to say that everything must be done to make sure that these people who are considered to have been abducted or they are missing, everything must be expended to find out. For example, in the case of Nakuru, I promised the mother that I was going to do everything to follow up within government, and indeed I did. And I'm happy that even though Brian has not been found, at least the officers that were seen with him last, who actually arrested him, from the suspected to have arrested him from Kenya Wildlife Service have been held into account by being charged in a court of law. And I can tell you for sure from where I stand for the commitment that the president has towards this issue. By the way, Jeff, it was our campaign manifesto. It was clearly in our manifesto because we were campaigning at a time when bodies were being found in River Yala, Tana River, Abadeas Forest, and other places, mutilated bodies or people's bodies being drawn and found in rivers. And the president made this commitment to the people of Kenya in writing and also verbally that this was going to come to an end and that he was not going to use, there will be no government policy that is going to use extrajudicial processes and terminating people's lives for purpose of political reasons or whatever reasons. So when we say investigations are ongoing, we mean it. We mean it. Remember there was a situation where the MCA from Wajir, everybody had believed that that MCA was dead and had been killed. And good news is that he was finally found. As to what led to his who exactly was involved in his abduction is a question of also still investigation. Yeah. So we take these things seriously. And let me speak for myself as the cabinet secretary in charge of Interior, as a lawyer, as a parent, as a father. I take seriously any act that will lead to a direction that the government of Kenya, that a person in my position of authority would use my position to do things extrajudicially. I can say this without batting an eye that there is no government policy. It is something I do not condone, and it's something I would continue urging the Director of Criminal Investigation to do everything to make sure that these people are found. Remember, Jeff, for the benefit of people of Kenya, that our National Police Service has both financial, investigatory, and operational independence. And even though I support them, we support them government policy-wise and to ensure that resources are given to them and so forth, it is incumbent upon our police service, and that's the DCI, the IG, and so forth, to continue being accountable to the people of Kenya and following the Constitution.
All right, Waziri, I'm going to take a break right now. I'll come back. We're going to talk all about that. And also the High Court barring the Kenya government from banning the internet. But
the Kenya government has never banned any internet.
Well, there's talk so during demonstrations.
We didn't.
All right.
We didn't.
Excellent. Are you back to you? We're going to be back with the CS in